Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Welcome back to my channel, Melanin Majesty. I hope that you are all doing well on this fine day. Look, if you are not a part of this family, I'm going to need you to like, comment, and subscribe and turn on that bell. And you know what? Share this with your people. Okay? We just trying to spread a little love. We trying to evolve. We trying to heal over here. All right? So this channel is all about self-love, healing, and being intentional about our journey and about our daily lives. Okay, that's all we trying to do. Okay, we living, we learning, and we open to new perspectives. All right, so that's all we trying to do here. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I am making some new styles for this season, so if you have not seen, I haven't these ain't on the site yet, but go to my site, journeyofabutterfly.net, and go check out my other designs, my beautiful creations, and support your girl. Okay, support your girl. So I didn't really have a topic on here today to discuss, but you know, God put in my line of vision the other night, one of my videos from a year ago. And on that video, I was flowing, right? And so I said, you know what? When I'm in here and I'm working, because I'm getting really intentional about my work schedule and, you know, really making sure I'm pouring into my kingdom business, I'm gonna just start flowing, and whatever comes up needs to come up, and that's what we're gonna talk about on each day. All right. So last night we just gonna talk. Let's just talk. Last night I was in the shower and I received like a topic, and I don't know what God want me to do with this, right? But what is this gonna be? Y'all, hold on. Do you see this? Coming soon. But God put on my heart to talk about, and this may be a message that we're cultivating, but talk about being toxic and gifted. And this message was inspired by a nurse practitioner that I seen yesterday. And she was talking about a friend of hers who she know is spiritual, right? And it's a male, but he comes off really aggressive with his prophecies. She said he was very prophetic. And that's what really inspired this thought, because she said he was really aggressive, and he throw fear out there. He wants you to, you know how they say, the world is about to end, and you know you got to get it together. You know, it's just that type of talk. And I remember too, because as I was growing up, it scared the death out of me to just think that one day soon the world is gonna come crashing down, you know, my little bitty mind. And so that invokes a lot of fear. And it really led me to thinking, you can be gifted and you can be toxic. And that comes from people really they're really not in a place of healing, because you can have the connection, you can be gifted, you can receive the flow and the will, but you have not done the work on yourself to come from a compassionate, loving place. All right. And everybody's experience with God is different, and that's amazing. But you got to have your experience with God so that you know, because my whole life I feared God. I was afraid of God. So therefore, when you are afraid of something, you can't really connect to it, because all you want to try to do is follow these rules and stay in the good graces of this thing, this person, not even a person, this spirit that you are hearing about, that's supposed to be this amazing spirit, but at the same time, I'm afraid to make it mad. Okay. So you can be gifted, but you can be toxic. And the toxicity is not intentional. I want you to know that. Sometimes people, pastors, spiritualists, religious people aren't aware of their healing. And so sometimes we regurgitate things that we've learned. That's what this cycle is all about. The generational cycles is about learning from what mama them said, what grandmama them said. You know, nobody has ever learned to be spiritual. I'm gonna say nobody has ever, but in my experience, from my bloodline, I didn't see spirituality. I just seen religious. I didn't see my people in their prayer closet praying and connecting and telling us to pray and to connect and to meditate and just sit with self. Okay, so that was not my experience, and I know there's a lot of people who experience spirituality, but all I saw was religion, and I saw people regurgitate things that they've learned. And that's how we get to a place of having to heal cycles, because it does not work if you have not connected to God yourself, to your God. I've experienced people putting their God on me, but at the same time, those people were living from a place of fear. They wasn't happy. They were, depressed and sick and things of that nature. So we have these people who are leaders in the religious community, and although they are healers, or no, not healers, but leaders, they are really, some of them, I don't want to put everybody in a box because that is not me, but some people are just not healers. And some generations aren't aware of healing. We just know to get with God. But when you get with God, what do? People can't tell you what to do to get to God because they don't really get with God themselves. They get in the Bible, they read, and they pray, and that's it. We don't get with God. We read, we pray, and we sit with God. We sit in silence. We sit in solitude, and we give God space to give us clarity, to give us divine insight, to give us what we need to go out into the world. Okay? So when you're healing, there's levels to healing. And if you have not gotten with the foundational part of yourself, your inner child, everything that was a part of who you are today, everything that has groomed you and built you to be who you are today, there are parts of you that may need to be healed. We are struggling with the foundation of ourselves is, what was your childhood like? Was you abused, abandoned, neglected? In what ways were you silenced? In what ways weren't you heard? What did you not experience? Some people didn't experience parents. Some people didn't have a mother or father. So some people was removed. That's a part of your foundation, and that part of you needs to be healed. Okay? And then for my people who were sexually abused, you have their era, the creativity part, that affects your creativity, that affects your purpose, that affects what you're able to birth and put out into the world. And when I say birth, not literally a baby, but you birth purpose. Okay, so that messes with your childhood. That's a part of your childhood, because when you think about a kid, you think about being fun, creative, and all of these things. And so if you're not in a creative space, then that's a part of you that needs to be healed as well. And then, and I'm just really going over the chakras. If you're not aware of the chakras, join my self-love circle April the 5th, Wednesdays at 4 Central Standard Time. This is for my women, okay? My melanated women, all right? So, yeah, and so I'm just going up because it's levels to get to. It's levels to get to divine, compassionate, loving wisdom, all right? Because as you're growing and learning, if God gives you the wisdom to give to people, you have to know how to give it. You have a responsibility to give it in a way where it's appropriate for that individual, okay? And so you just can't go and just say certain things. It's a way for stuff to be done, okay? And I'm just going by my experience, okay? So if you have different experience, hey, cool. But yeah, as you grow, and then if you're having those foundational issues, back to that, of course you are having confident problems. You're having issues with your self-worth. You're having issues with willpower and things of that nature. So you have to trickle up, and then you get to your heart. If you had all this stuff going on, of course, there's some forgiving that needs to be done. There's some loving that you need to pour into yourself. There's some loving that you need to allow God to place in your heart, because a lot of people are operating from a sick heart. A sick heart. Not that any of this is your fault. This is just a part of you that needs to be healed in order to be the better version of yourself, in order to get to your destiny. All right. And then you get to your heart. And for me, in my experience, my heart was, it took me some time to really gather my heart. My heart was cold. My heart was blocked. My heart was hurt. My heart was broken. Okay. But I had to start in those lower levels of myself. Okay, to see why love wasn't there, to see why I didn't love myself, to see why I was struggling with these issues. Okay, and then you get to your spiritual self, from your neck up. Okay, and then once you heal these lower levels of yourself, you will gain awareness and consciousness on how you speak, your throat chakra. Okay, how you give truth and receive truth. All right, and then you have your eyes, where you see. Okay, you see, where you can see clearly what God is trying to convey to you. And then you have your crown, where you receive the wisdom, you receive the divine insight, you receive all that you need from God. All right, to use for yourself and to use to help and guide others, and to speak the things that happen for you from a place of wisdom and not a place of hurt, from a place of love and compassion, but not from a place of hurt. So again, you can be gifted and you can be toxic. You can know too much, but you are not healed in the proper places to relay it in a way that it is received, because you want people to receive the wisdom that you have, but a lot of people can't receive it if it's coming from a place of toxic energy. Okay, and these are the things we talk about. That's why healing is so important to me. It's so important, and you can tell by the way people speak. You can tell by the way that people carry themselves, the status of their heart. The status of their heart. And I just made a post that I haven't posted yet, but I'm posting on TikTok and my other social media outlets. You have to be mindful of where you receive your counsel, where you receive your advice, and where you receive your wisdom from. Because it is very, very rare that you can receive wisdom from a person who is submerged and suffering with their trauma. Okay? That's why a lot of us need to change our environments when we are trying to heal, because you cannot heal in the environment that has traumatized you. You cannot heal in the environment that has traumatized you. A lot of us is just used to operating and people pleasing and just being in the midst of our same environment, but everyone is struggling. Everyone is hiding their pain. Everyone is suppressing their pain. And if you don't remove yourself to heal and to listen to the voice within you, to listen to your conscience, to listen to your intuition and the guidance on what you need to do in order to heal, then you will be stuck, and you will keep going through the same cycles with you and your friends and you and your family, you and your man or woman. Okay, so you have to take charge. You have to be bold and you have to be courageous. And if you are struggling with those things, ask God to lend those things to you so that you may be guided into your destiny. But you first need to be set free. You need to be delivered from your issues, delivered from your pain. And it's just acknowledging it, and it's just accepting that I have work to do. That's it. That just means I have work to do. All right. Look, that's all I got today. All right. So yes, join my self-love circles. I do them twice a month. At first it was a week, every week, but every 2 Wednesdays at 4 Central Standard Time. It's on my website. I have, as soon as you get on, it say upcoming events. It's free. Okay, it's free. We just logging on to talk, share, connect, inspire, and uphold one another. All right, uphold. It's just informal. We just it's girl talk. All right, but the goal is for you to learn something and for you to leave and do something different. Show up for yourself in a different way. If there's something that you're lacking, or if there's a goal that you're trying to meet. Okay. And also, I think I'm gonna link it I'm gonna have it in my description, but I have a seminar coming up in Memphis on April the 28th. Check that out as well. Support me and my brother who invited me to be a special guest. Okay, so look, go be love, go be light, go be peace, so that you may receive love, light, peace. And go buy you some bracelets. Okay, go buy you some bracelets. I'm gonna be having some new styles coming up, but come on now. Okay. Okay. Peace.